Good morning, Humanity Church. How is everyone this morning? Just a little bit of a recap on a couple of things. So these conversations that we've been having during this series, they've had an impact. I've gotten some insights that some folks during these conversation pieces have actually made some significant shifts in what the future looks like for them as far as decision making. There are people who have opened up conversations that, if not for the conversations we've been having during these talks, would have ignored them. So awesome. I would say, without understating, that these conversations have been powerful. So awesome series. Thanks to all of the speakers. So, dear 2022, why are you so depressing? So 2022 starts off, and right away in the news, half of Americans are so frustrated that Donald Trump is still in the news. So frustrated. Now, the other half of Americans, we're frustrated with the Biden administration not being able to do what we dreamed that they should do. Depressing. Now, for about 20 years, we've been told that the planet is getting warmer and that we need to invest in renewables, wind, energy, solar, that we need to change technologies. And you know what? I think we've been doing that. Hybrid cars all over my neighborhood, electric cars, solar panels, hydroelectric, investments in technology, and this just in June 2022 let us know, not good enough. That's depressing. Record heat across this nation in the United States. Records in Europe. I mean, several cities with temperatures of 40.5 degrees Celsius and higher throughout Europe. And you know what's so depressing about that? I don't even know what 40.5 degrees Celsius means. Depressing. I had to look it up. It's 104 degrees. Who knew? Now we know. War in Ukraine, Russia, creating problems in the West not trying to see what part they've played in all this mess, because of course the West is perfect, Russia's the worst. I'm not advocating for Russia, so don't get more depressed. Supply chains being disrupted, food, right? We've been told the one silver lining, 22, at least the economy is good. Inflation is low. Employment is high. It's good. This just in, not good. Wife and I went to the low-cost leader a few weeks ago. We needed to buy groceries, and we needed to buy chicken breasts, 2 chicken breasts at the low-cost leader, $14. Needless to say, no chicken. Depressing. Dang it. If things couldn't get worse, chocolate manufacturers, look, they said it. 22 told me. 22 told me. They admitted it. Hershey's will not be able to meet the chocolate demand for Halloween. Rest assured, though, they definitively said that they would meet their profit projection. So what's going to happen to the price of chocolate? Depressing. So I've been a little angry with 22. That's how I know her. And yes, I referred to her as her, but trust me, she identifies as a woman, and her personal pronouns are she and her, so we're good. So I've been a little angry with her. So we set up a coffee date, 22 and I. And turns out I learned this. 22 is not a coffee drinker, boba tea. So good to know. So we had a boba tea, and I let her know. I still had coffee. She had the boba. I let her know that I was a little frustrated and angry with her. And she told me that she's a little frustrated and angry with me because I haven't checked in with her. Nobody's listening to her. And in our conversation, I discovered that she's depressed. The whole time, I'm thinking she's like a downer, that she's depressing. But no, she's actually hurting. And I never taken the time to be still enough to listen to her. Her adrenal glands are shot, people. They're shot. Her cortisol levels through the roof every day. She's not sleeping, right? And she's given up on the bike. She used to, you may have seen her. You may not know what she looks like, but you may have seen her out on the bikes, but no more. She's depressed, can't sleep, cortisol through the roof, doesn't know what to do. Nobody's checking in with her. And you know what was really interesting is that during that conversation, like we both got to be still and we both got to pause long enough to like hear each other. And the noise of the world kind of went away. Still bummed about the chocolate, but and we both got to hear each other in that moment just by being still, and we walked away from that feeling like there was some hope ahead. After that conversation, like I recognized I'm not being still, and God graciously gave me Psalm 46. And I want to just pause right now, and I'm going to take you through a translation. I think you'll have the NIV up behind me. You know what the other thing that was crazy? TikTok was supposed to like be the savior because what the world needs now turns out is not love, sweet love. It needs short, funny little videos throughout our day. And I'm noticing 2022 said, that ain't working for me. And I said, that ain't working for me either. So that was interesting. So I'm going to take us through the psalm, and I'm going to read it. And I want us to, in this moment, be still and pause. And I'm going to be reading from the Passion Translation. God, you're such a safe and powerful place to find refuge. You're a proven help in time of trouble, more than enough, and always available whenever I need you. So we will never fear, even if every structure of support were to crumble away. We will not fear, even when the earth quakes and shakes, moving mountains and casting them into the sea, for the raging, roaring of stormy winds and crashing waves cannot erode our faith in you. God has a constantly flowing river whose sparkling stream bring joy and delight to his people. His river flows right through the city of God Most High into his holy dwelling places. God is in the midst of his city, secure and never shaken. At daybreak, his help will be seen with the appearance of the dawn. When the nations are in uproar with their tottering kingdoms, God simply raises his voice and the earth begins to disintegrate before him. Here he comes, the mighty Lord. of angel armies is on our side. The God of Jacob fights for us. Everyone look, come and see the breathtaking wonders of our God, for he brings both ruin and revival. He's the one who makes conflicts end throughout the earth, breaking and burning every weapon of war. Surrender your anxiety. Be still and realize that I am God. I am God above all the nations, and I am exalted throughout the whole earth. Here he stands. The mighty Lord of angels' armies is on our side. The God of Jacob fights for us. We're going to pause. I'm going to have two questions come up. These are the questions that I want you to, well, one, we're going to ask God. And I want you to ask the question of God. I'm suggesting you ask the question of God. Pause for a minute and then share what you hear. Because this morning, today is a day of pause, folks. If you need to turn off what you could turn off what you need to turn off today, and you can turn on what you need to turn on. It's a beautiful day here in Southern California. It is a beautiful day. And today is a day to be still and know that he is God. Question one is going to be still and ask Jesus, reveal to me where I need your help. And be bold enough to share it with your partners, and get in partners of 2 or 3. And then the second question is, be still for a moment and ask God, show me where you are transforming my life. God is for us, people. He wants us to check in with him and to be transformed by his love and his grace. The Lord of heavenly realms is interceding for us, guys. Let's talk to him over the next 5 minutes. Thank you.